Welcome back to the show where we go diving through the intestinal tract of a dragon in order to recover lost kin and siblings. You know, there are certain lengths I would go to for my own family, and if, obviously in a world where resurrection is available, it would be tough, but yeah, of course. But I'm guessing that this isn't exactly free either. There is a certain cost to reviving one from the dead, especially when they're so far gone as to be reduced to just bones. And considering we're so early on in the season as well, I'm half expecting something to go horrendously wrong and they're having to remedy the situation. Unless this is a mid-season success story. We'll have to find out. So, we'll have to find out. So, if you're eager and willing to go, grab a drink so we can get started. You know, I've been starting every episode with recently, haven't I? Anyway, with the takedown of a dragon, will that gain them a little bit of fame amongst adventurers? Is it a rare enough feat where people actually start to think they're pretty skilled? I mean, they've gotten this far, so they are pretty skilled, but still. If it wasn't for the fact of trying to save a lost sibling, would it be something to be proud of? But obviously with the little conversation, the little dream sequence that we got in the last episode, where Laos was depicting his sister for a field of wheat. Usually that's not a good sign if you're hoping for a bit of resurrection. But also, if they do bring her back, how is she going to respond to them chowing down on the dungeon inhabitants? Especially after she became a meal herself. But I do love how kind of grimy it is. You actually got fragments of hair clung to it as well. It's not unprecedented. Oh, okay. Resurrection office? How long is that going to take? Are they going to have to separate it all out? Classify the various bones in there? So if you take her to the resurrection office, there'll be nothing for the soul to cling to. Huh. And how long is that going to take? Twice the calories of... Well, they've got a dragon behind you. So now we know what it means to... or what it takes to bring her back. I mean, it's a fucking tale. I was revived by the very flesh of dragons. So yeah, sure, even if she's not the one that has been training for this. Is there a way of... It's the application. Very much the same reasoning has been placed on weaponry, so yeah, sure. It itself is just a means. It's the people behind it making the decisions, which is the grey area. Is it any different than, yeah, goats and pigs and livestock? They will okay, it requires blood of the practitioner. Did it have to be her blood? Could she not dip the staff in the dragon? They're basically the same. I see, yeah. Separate it all out properly. Well, there's two very identifiable bones right there. But what are they going to do when it gets down to the tiny parts? Are they going to be able to tell them apart? Good thing all of the ribs seem to be intact. It's just like a very grim jigsaw puzzle. Got your next event for the family gathering. Let's dig up Uncle Terry and put him back together. Granted that it's kind of a... I mean, yeah. Her actual knowledge of the anatomy and whatnot is pretty good. I guess her studying paid off. Well, I mean, there's a certain enjoyment to be gleaned from it, but wow, how long did that actually take? How many weird things is he going to be awakening from this journey? Why? Why? It's like when people say, oh, I saw a ghost. What was it? Oh, a Victorian child. Okay, but what about the thousands of people that have died since then? What about any animals and whatnot? Why don't we see ghostly elk? Well, something's happening. This is cool. Oh, the art changes well for it, and I don't like that gaping hole in the dragon. I know it's what they cut, but wow. This is above and beyond what I expected. Oh, the flowing hair. This is more than... Considering some of what we've seen of this show and the animation goes into it, they've really saved it for the best. Like, holy hell. Does anyone have a blanket? Because if it did work, I don't think Revival brings back clothing. She's a bit... Is she like a crab at the minute? Very tender and... Ah, yes, of course. You didn't think you'd have to perform CPR and whatnot, like you've been drowning after reviving someone in the middle of town. Is she going to be able to talk? Is there anything of her left? Is it just a oh, no, okay. I guess it's not entirely true. Entirely too soon to be celebrating. I like how the tears themselves are cleaning her face. I mean, we won't be able to... why is this first person? Won't be able to tell until she's, wiped clean. Check. Is she going to dive at her, considering everything that she's put herself through to get down here? There's a surprising amount of the dragon still intact. It doesn't seem that much was used other than blood. And if that is the case, and they've just exsanguinated it, that's made cooking it a lot easier. And sorry, who? Yeah, you're trying to piece together neurons and memories. Ones that have just been constructed is going to take a while. And how does he feel about this black magic that has just brought back someone like this in front of his own eyes? That's a veritable smorgasbord, a buffet behind him. Well, she's got to inspect how well her magic has succeeded. Yep, it's medical practice. That's all this is. It's a scar. She's used a lot of magic. That's what the lunch is for. I guess, yeah, okay, just, pass it around, make sure they're both... Is it because you're in the middle of the dungeon and use dragon flesh to revive? There's a bit of a lasting effect there. Surprising. You only just thought about that. Probably. Regarding that magical circle, is it fine to leave it just out in the dungeon like this? Is it specifically tailored for its use here with Farlin, or can anyone reuse it like a communal revival? Just need to bring the requisite corpse and calories. Or is it a better idea to start cleaning the cobblestone outside? Ah, there we go. Then the evidence of their crimes against nature will be forgotten. Oh yeah, this had the weird frog onesies. Is the scar itchy? So now it's just an extra mouth to feed. I mean, she's full of surprises. I think she wouldn't have tried the black magic before, but it would be within her personality to learn it. Damn, dark elf. She's behind me, isn't she? There seems to be a little bit of dark elf discrimination around here. I won't stand for it. True. Break a leg, heal it, break it again. Well, at least she's happy with that confirmation. I mean, she's not feeling guilty about the... Oh, he gave up quickly. Not guilty for the magic, but for the potential fallout if anyone else was to hear about it. Why is he in such... Ah, that's why he's in such a good mood. Only near the dragon? Ah. Huh. I didn't think about that. Let's hope his constitution is pretty good. Is he going to come out a little frazzled? Or is Thanks for that view. You can close your legs now, Senshi. It's almost too much for me to handle. I mean, she did say that she was bursting with magic. Is it now inherent? She is more than she was before. She was built back better, stronger. Are they now just going to go through a death ritual to each gain this power? To be fair, if it was... How much of the dragon is left? Is there at least enough for lunch? And since it was, yeah... Oh, at least they're cooking out from the inside. Rendering down nice and soft. Is it going to be? Yeah. Dragon flame broiled meat. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, at least wash your hands before cooking. Dragon pizza? Are you using the dragon skin? That's actually interesting. Huh. Using the dragon skin as a grill of sorts is very neat, especially when you get that cross-hatching of the scale marks. Yeah, just an onion pizza and everything. What's fagazza? Stuff like that. Learned about it the other day. She really didn't hold back, did she? Just straight up, pizza, I'm in. I mean, she's not one to turn down something after someone went through so much effort to make something palatable like this. Oh, it is a bit tough. I mean, swords and knives had a difficult time getting through it, so would take more than that to make it really palatable. Huh. Is he not so interested? The backing drums, the percussion for this. It's in a class of its own. Senshi is my spirit animal. I mean, yeah, she wasn't exactly going to be fully against it, but I didn't expect to be so into the idea. Maybe it's, you know, the idea of nothing going to waste. Knowingly. I see the family is, you know, more alike than we realised. I mean, yeah, you couldn't get it past Chilchuck for long, could you? Has he named it? Yeah, of course, Kensuke. But Poke? Really? It put up his guard, put up his mitts. Time to fight. Why did it flee from her like this? That was quite the reaction. Didn't do that for anyone else other than the dragon, really. But now, what are they going to think then they've got now. The idea is out there. They've got time to process it. The fact that he just came to that idea so easily, despite what they've gone through. But to have a bit of like a symbiotic relationship with his living sword. Oh, right. And also lunch. Was that a bunch? I suppose they would find actual living quarters and whatnot in this town, so. 7 toilets, several rooms, only. Wait, 7 toilets? The people here must have had really bad constitution. Hello? The spirits are a lot closer than we realize. The fact he also goes along with it because the time of the graveyard being a telling and her being this kind of cleric style. It's all going far too well. I'm expecting something horrendous to pop out. Because now we've succeeded in bringing Farnham back, there's talks of the dark, black magic and the likes. Is there going to be a price to pay for it? With her healing. She can do that, but leaves her chin. It wasn't exactly even a powerful memory or anything that she needs to live with. Showing everything that he went through and his care for her in that moment right there. Oh, there's the frog. Some things don't need to be said. I mean, it was a big dragon. It was going to be hard to hide the fact that it's just kind of laying there. They didn't remove it. I thought. Oh, hello there. There's the unfortunate circumstance to crop up and take away from the happy moment. I'm assuming that is the one from the painting. We haven't really seen any others of that kind of design. I truly do believe that with this story having multiple layers above just being restaurant bait, a celebration of cuisine, the fact you've got this world which in of its own right, if it didn't have the hook of being a food show kind of thing, would be interesting and something that I'd be quite invested in, because the mysteries of the dungeon and its existence haven't really been explored at all. They're just kind of left out there in the ether. And now that the quest to revive her is ended, for the time being, is it going to explore that anymore? Plus, how are the 2 ex-team members going to act at her sudden return. What a hell of an episode that was. Not only the successful revival of a beloved family member and teammate and friend, but also some of that animation. Obviously, there's been other things I've seen where you've had like limb regrowth and you've got the bone and the ligaments and the muscle and everything kind of reforms up. This wasn't to that extent, but holy Christ, blood transforming into full flesh. For a show like this, I'm impressed with some of the cinematography and design there, like the shot behind Marcel with her hair flowing, was impressive, especially with some of the shadow work or shading. This show goes above and beyond in kind of my respect for it as a show, because obviously like this fantasy genre dungeon exploring bullshit is kind of my go-to. I love the high fantasy realm, the stories that are held within it, so this is something that I should be attached to. And I am. But it didn't need to go this hard. The fact that it can just initially be some cozy little feast for the eyes and the stomach, actually having some depth to it in animation and what they're bringing to the table is respectful. And the fact they got to have a dragon cookout as well, actually essentially living out one of his dreams, even if it was a little tough. And considering the dragon is predominantly a predator, surprising that it didn't have kind of an off note to the meat. But I am just waffling so that I don't have to think about what might be coming up in the future. The tales that might be happening with the dungeon itself. The elf now, what? Perturbed that someone was to defy nature, using the dungeon's materials for their gain. Maybe they're happy about it. The fact that people are making life the most in this place after the collapse of the civilization. Or maybe she's trying to track down Laos after his interruption in the paintings. That would be cool if there was a certain connection to this, because it wouldn't just then be a fictional painted world, would it? It would be some weird time shit going on, which makes the understanding of those paintings so much more complex. But I'm all for it, and hopefully you are as well. If you have enjoyed this episode, let me know. If you love dragons, don't want to see them hurt, it probably isn't the place for you, but seeing them used in any sort of media to an extent is, well, we need more of it. Considering my attachment and I don't know what the word would be, but exuberant support of dragons in my teenage years and a lot of art that I used to draw, seeing the chunky Western style dragon be a menace and then supper, never thought of that. I want to see much more of it, and luckily there's many more episodes, so make sure not to miss out by subscribing to the channel, jumping onto my Discord for notifications for when new episodes come out, or polls about new shows that might need to be aired. Ultimately, I hope you enjoy, and get some rest, so I can see you for the next one. If you want to avoid having to put in the effort to revive me and the channel back from the brink of death itself, consider joining onto my Patreon, because it's a lot easier than necromancy, I would assume. So, I do need to thank HSTR, Darky26, Guado, Kite, Reds Racer, Ultra Pouring, Wolfie Sensei, Zcat, Zug, and everyone else for not relying on black magic, and instead taking the easy approach.